break it down.
Get swishy with it. Swish Edition.
Dude, we're back. It is season 13, man. Can you believe it?
Yes, I can.
You can. He feels like he's been doing it for 25 years.
Feel every single one.
I'm calling this season 13 Baker's Dozen. How's that?
Well, that's appropriate.
You know why bakers get, you know why they call it a Baker's Dozen? Which is
13.
Right, but why do they get 13 instead of 12?
You always make an extra one in case you
In case I break one.
Yeah.
Eggs. I think it's based on eggs. Anyway, so welcome back. We've been off the air for 5 weeks, and now we're back. April 4th, 2023. A lot has happened since we've been gone. I've been writing stuff down the whole time we were gone. Things that I thought that we would have talked about that week if we had done a Swish Edition that week. So I went through and picked out the big ones that I thought were kind of fun to talk about. So we'll talk about those on the show today. How about that? But first, stuff that happened to Dale and Scott while you guys weren't listening to us. We were listening to ourselves. So right after we did the last episode, back in late February, your family came to town.
That's right.
And we had an amazing time with them. There were 6 of them that drove here from Delaware, right?
Was it 6?
6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your sister, your mother, your aunt, her new husband, and your sister's her new husband. Oh my gosh, that's right. Here in Vegas, his sister got married downtown in the exact same chapel where Dale and Scott got married.
Yeah.
And guess what? We weren't invited. We weren't even there, even though we were here in town.
They didn't want anyone to go.
Your mom was there. She was the witness.
Yeah.
But the rest of us got to celebrate with them afterwards. We had a good time. We took them to Michael Jackson, the Cirque du Soleil show at Mandalay. We all stayed at Delano. Dale and I did a little staycation with them. We had a lot of fun. Dale won $50,000. That was cool.
In that tournament, yeah.
He won $50,000 in free play, which he then turned around and turned into $47,000 of real money.
Yeah.
Which then, of course, we pissed away, as we're wont to do. Both of us had birthdays since we've been gone. First, it was my birthday, and I requested that we go see Katy Perry. She has a residency show at the beautiful, beautiful Resorts World, which is our new favorite resort here in Vegas. Apologies to Kim, who works at Mandalay Bay. We got our picture taken with Katy Perry. It's up here in the studio on the wall. Kind of cool. I had posted it on Facebook, and one of our friends from DC said, that drag queen looks really, really good as Katy Perry. And I'm like, dude, that is the real Katy Perry.
That's her.
She couldn't have been nicer. And, there were probably, 30 or 40 people in that VIP room to get their pictures taken with her. And they had a bar and food and
sushi. Who wants that before a concert?
I didn't eat any sushi, but we drank. But she actually spent several long minutes with each person. It wasn't like when we saw Ricky Martin and it was a quick hello, how are you, off you go.
Yeah.
She actually talked to us, and I was very excited because while we were waiting in line to get our pictures with Katy, we look over our shoulder, and there's Neil Patrick Harris and his husband, David Arquette, standing in the back of the room. And you said that you thought Neil Patrick was like giving you the eye.
Every time I looked over, he was looking in our direction.
Right. So, of course, Neil Patrick Harris is literally one of my favorite celebrities of all time. He's on my list, along with Ricky. But so we get up to Katy Perry, and after we're done doing our hellos and thank yous and all that stuff, I said, I'm really excited, Katy, because Neil Patrick Harris is in the back of the room. And she goes, he's really nice. You need to go over and talk to him.
Yeah.
So, Lord, I did. I went straight over there and I said, Katy Perry sent me over to talk to you. And lo and behold, Neil Patrick Harris, David Arquette, Scott Wallace, and Dale Blades ended up talking for 20 minutes.
20, 30 minutes, yeah.
Just the 4 of us.
Yeah.
And I didn't ask for a picture because it just was not appropriate. It would have been weird.
Yeah.
Because it was more of kind of a friendly thing, not
Right. It wasn't, we weren't there to see him.
We're just 2 gay couples chatting it up. in the back of the room. Anyway, I asked him about he was excited about his show Uncoupled being picked up it was dropped by Netflix and picked up by Showtime. He's really excited about that. Yeah. And he said they'll be filming that this summer and it'll probably air August or September, I think he said.
Yeah.
And he said they can do things on Showtime that they couldn't get away with doing on Netflix. So I'm guessing it's going to be a little racier.
Yeah. I mean, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you couldn't really, yeah.
I don't know what Netflix's rules are. I mean, I think they do have some dirty stuff, but
I was going to say, they don't hold back now, so I guess maybe there's be more sex or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, he was super nice, and we saw them again after the concert. We saw him in the casino playing slot machines.
Yeah, little house.
Yeah, and you talked to them again, didn't you?
I just mentioned, hey, because David looked up as I was walking up and did a head nod.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Anyway, I'll never forget that night. And luckily, unlike when we went to see Janet Jackson with our friend Cheryl and Bob, we didn't drink so much that we don't remember the concert.
Yeah.
And it's not a concert, it's a show. She really puts on a really, really good show. It's like 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
Like 55 dancers. I mean, huge set pieces. It was really cool. Anyway. Then for Dale's birthday last week, we did the Taylor Swift concert at the Allegiant Stadium where the Raiders play. And it turns out we were on the floor. We had floor seats. That was crazy. I mean, that place was so crowded with
packed
with Taylor fans. Yeah. And she puts on a good show.
Yeah.
That was really good. We went with our friends, Farron and Lindsay. And afterwards, we left. We decided we were going to leave early because we didn't want to deal with all the craziness of 40,000 people all leaving at the same time.
Yeah.
I just can't deal with that. So we left about 5 songs before it ended, and we got in little rickshaws and went to the Crazy Horse strip joint.
That was such a crazy fucking night.
It was their idea, too.
I know. Yeah.
Their boyfriends were there, along with some other friends of ours from the bar here in Vegas, and we ended up having bottle service at a private table.
Yeah.
And we had lap dances, and we had the whole shebang. It was like, this is not something we do very often. I don't think I've ever done that.
No.
I mean, I've been to a strip club before, but I know you went to one in D.C. once on a lunch break.
I went there a couple times, yeah.
It was nothing like the Crazy Horse.
No, the one in D.C. was much more tame. Well, this was also at noon.
Yeah. Oh, the D.C. one.
Yeah.
Not the Crazy Horse
So it
one.
wasn't crazy. Yeah.
It wasn't crazy like the Crazy Horse. We have a lot of them here in Vegas. I mean, there's scores of them.
Yeah.
I think we even have scores here. Anyway, then after we did the Taylor Swift concert, which was amazing and we'll never forget, and Dale had boobies in his face, we went to L.A. and got on the Navigator of the Seas, which is a Royal Caribbean ship, and we did 4 nights, Catalina and Ensenada. Weather sucked. I think it was 55 degrees the whole time. It rained.
It was just gross.
A lot, but we enjoyed the ship. The ship was great.
The ship was fun.
Food was amazing.
Yeah.
Service was really good. We, of course, as we always do, we make a bartender friend who hooked us up.
Yes.
And we met a couple from Hawaii who we ended up palling around with in the evenings and went to an ice show. They have an ice skating rink on this ship.
Yeah.
And they have a legit ice dancing show, which is crazy. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
The drone show, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah. What else? What else about that trip? We saw hundreds and hundreds of dolphins off of Catalina.
Oh my God.
And the ship captain came on and said that he has never seen a pod of dolphins that big in his entire career.
It was massive.
I mean, it was just hundreds and hundreds of them. I tried to get pictures. It's really, really hard to get pictures.
Because, the sun was setting, so it was dark.
Yeah. There was tons of them out there.
I mean, it was a crazy sight.
And one thing I loved about this ship is we ate in a couple of specialty restaurants. We also ate in the main dining room. And every evening when we had dinner, we were right by a window. So it was just the coolest thing, just eating dinner and looking out at the ocean and the sunset. It was really, really special. So did you enjoy your blah, blah, blah birthday? I didn't mention the number.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah, good. Anyway, all right. We're going to start the show right after I press this button.
This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
I got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and Dave fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw it.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your
It's
hosts,
very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
It's the a new season, but it's the same old theme song.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, and I've tried other theme songs, and I've actually paid for other theme songs to be created for the show, and I've just never been happy with anything except this one. Yeah, I should maybe I should reach out to those guys that made the Binge Bum theme song.
I love that.
That was super fun. I mean, anytime you can get someone to actually sing you a song and make you your own score, that's pretty cool.
They also made a video. Remember that?
Oh, I don't remember seeing it. Do you still have it? You must.
It's somewhere.
And then you had those cartoon pictures of us made.
Yeah.
Those were cute too. We need to use those more often.
The company he did the theme song also did a video.
Cool. Well, maybe someday we'll bring back the Binge Bum just because the theme song's so good.
I know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Anyway, here's some of the things I wrote down to talk about while we were gone. So you know the Funko Pop figurines that I have?
Yeah.
They're everywhere. There's a couple over your shoulder there. There's Mulder and Scully from X-Files, and there's, what's his name? The guy from Fat Man. What's his name?
Silent Bob.
Yes, it is Silent Bob. Yeah. I'm trying to think of his real name. Smith is his last name. I'm blanking on his first name. Anyway, you guys know. So I have about 30 of them. I've got all different types. I've got Lucy and Ricky. I've got Mandalorian. I've got crazy ones.
I have Salt and Pepper.
Yeah, that's right. I think I gave them to you. Anyway, I think they're super fun. Actually, the company over-ordered, and they now have $246 million worth of those small vinyl figurines in the warehouse, and they can't afford to warehouse them anymore. Jeez. That's a lot. I mean, I don't know what the number is.
Right.
But I think they cost anywhere from like
$10,
$25, depending on,
Yeah.
There's some limited edition ones that are a little more expensive. So they were just going to dump them. They were going to dump $30 million worth of it just because they didn't have enough room to put them in.
What does that mean, dump them?
They were going to, literally in the dump. They were going to destroy them. I mean, now, this is a company. They have more licensing, I think, the most licensing deals than any other company on earth.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally have deals with everybody to make stuff. Star Wars, Disney, MGM movie company. I mean, everybody.
Right.
They have McDonald's ones. I have I think I have Hamburglar in there.
Yeah.
I have them in our bedroom for some reason. Now, because of the popularity of Funko Pop collectibles, they came up with this new word. It's called kidult.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
It's like you're an adult, but you're also still a kid and you want toys. And adults buy the most toys. They buy toys all the time. I love toys. Look at me. I've got my cars, my racing cars, my Matchbox cars I still have.
Yeah.
I love having stuff like that. And during the pandemic, nostalgia and the collectible market was huge, 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 which is maybe why they over-ordered.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking they'd sell more of them. Anyway, so the resale market for these things is still hot. You can find just recently a Willy Wonka figurine was believed to be the most expensive Funko sale to date. It sold for $100,000 last year.
Man.
A fucking little plastic character. Did they only make like two of them?
If you just make one of them, then yeah.
Now that would be cool. They just made one of something. Anyway, so I'm kind of sad. A lot of people were up in arms about this and thought they should be donated, but that kind of defeats the purpose of collectibles if you just give them away, right?
Yes.
Then they're not worth anything.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Speaking of things that are worth something, if they're in demand, it's Girl Scout cookies. Now, you bought Girl Scout cookies from who? I know you bought them.
A friend of mine back east in D.C.
And they were delivered through the mail.
Yeah.
But, of course, they sell them everywhere. We could have gone down the street.
Well, you have to find a little station.
Yeah, but they usually set up right in front of the grocery store, those girls.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to support my friend's daughter.
Oh, of course. No, and I'm glad you did. But this year, they had a new cookie called the Raspberry Rally, which we didn't get.
No.
Because it was only available online through the Girl Scout.com
Yeah.
or whatever it is, probably org. But they came out, the Raspberry Rallies came out on February 27th and were sold out within hours. I guess they branded it as the sister cookie to the Thin Mint. So it was like a Thin Mint, but it was raspberry inside.
Oh,
Raspberry chocolate.
Okay, now I get it.
Yeah. Girl Scout cookies usually cost about $5 to $6 a box, and the Rallies showed up on eBay for $20 or $30 each.
I mean, if I knew that, I would have bought like 100 boxes of the damn thing.
Right? I don't know if it's worth the time of packaging them up and mailing them out, but
It'd be pretty easy.
I guess so. Well, we got Thin Mints, and we got
Thin Mints,
Tagalongs,
the peanut butter tagalongs, and the newer one.
the new one with the caramel on top.
It's like a fudge brownie-ish. It's really yummy. But I can't think of the name of it. It's one I think it's relatively new.
And we still have a whole box that's not opened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought 2 boxes of those because I thought they'd be really good.
I did eat an entire sleeve of Thin Mints over the last day and a half. It's easy to eat like 8 at a time.
Once you get going.
I know.
Yeah.
Especially if you're watching TV and not paying attention. So there's this guy, you guys probably heard about it in the news, and I knew it was something we had to talk about on Swish Edition, especially since Dale and I were just at Disney last week. Is it a religion or is it an obsession? And we should ask Melissa this.
It's a cult.
It's a cult is what it is. This guy named Jeff Reitz of Huntington Beach, California, just got in the Guinness Book of World Records because he went to Disneyland in Southern California 2,995 days in a row. That's a lot of days. It's a lot of years.
Freaking crazy.
He originally decided back in 2012 that he was going to go every day for a year to see if he could do it. And he did. And he never stopped. Back then, annual passes were $500 a year. Now they're $1,400 a year. But if you break that down, that's only $3.83 a day.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Which is not bad.
Because don't you get like free food?
No, you don't get free food.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty
Or
sure.
like discounts on food?
You might get a discount.
Yeah.
Melissa knows. His streak ended on, sadly, March 13th, 2020, before Disneyland shut down for COVID. But he didn't quite make it to 3,000. And he hasn't been back since. Of course, Disneyland reopened later in 2020, I think.
Yeah.
He hates the new registration system, which doesn't allow him to go every day, even if he wanted to. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And seeing the crowds that we saw last week, I would think one day would be enough. Maybe one day's too much. We didn't actually go into Disney or California Adventure. We actually just went to downtown Disney and had dinner, and then we came home.
Yeah.
But it was damn crowded because it was also spring break,
And it was chilly outside.
It was very chilly. We stayed at the Westin, which is right across the street from California Adventure, and actually from our balcony, we could watch the water show, which had fire and lights.
Yeah, it had fire on
and
it,
music and stuff, and it looked really cool. Anyway, so we got to watch it for free, sort of, from across the street. What else did we do while we were... we saw Scream 6, which I absolutely loved, and we actually saw it in a movie theater.
Best one since the original.
Best one since the original. And Jenna Ortega is the star. You guys know her if you watch Netflix's Wednesday movie, TV show, which has been picked up for a second year. I haven't seen Wednesday. I don't even know if it's on our list, but I know the buzz is good about it, so I'd like to check it out. But she's really good in Scream 6. And I hear there's going to be a Scream 7. Hey, if it's doing this well and making money for the company, they're going to keep fucking making them.
Don't stop.
Courtney Cox is the only character in Scream 6 that was in all 6 movies. So she's the OG of Scream, I guess.
Speaking of Courtney Cox, you didn't tell people who we saw at the Resorts World.
We both saw David Arquette
Yeah.
at Resorts World. Now, we didn't get to chat with him like we did with Neil Patrick Harris. But,
No.
and it's so funny. Okay, here's the story. So Dale and I are sitting in the bar waiting for Lindsay and Farron to arrive at the Resorts World at Crockford's, sitting at the bar having a drink. And I'm like, dude, look at that guy. He's like my age, but he's dressed like a teenager.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? And then he walked away, and I didn't give him a moment's thought after that. And then we're standing waiting for the car to take us to the Taylor Swift concert. And there he is. And I heard someone call him David. I'm like, that's fucking David Arquette, the same guy I made fun of an hour earlier. I don't know if he went to the Taylor concert or not, but
What the fuck is happening?
why did that just fall off? A poster just fell off the top of my bookshelf and almost hit Dale on the head. Sorry about that. Maybe we have a ghost.
Jeez.
Sticks the dog has come in to investigate what all the hubbub is about.
Oh.
We're watching Succession, although we've only watched the first episode of season 4 so far. We haven't seen Sunday night's episode, but we're going to watch it tonight. Are we watching it tonight?
Yeah, probably.
Really super excited about it. There's only 10, and then it's over. This is going to be the final season, and they announced that since we've been gone. It's fun, and I really enjoyed that first episode, but isn't it just more of kind of just the same thing? It's all about just wheeling and dealing and trying to one-up your kids and your father.
Yeah, but I mean, it's still holding my interest, unlike you.
I'm not holding your interest anymore? Is that what you're saying?
The show on Netflix.
Oh,
I
thought you were talking about me.
I'm just over that show.
Did you know it was renewed for another year?
I know,
And
but I just can't get into it anymore.
yeah, I think they renewed it for a 5th season, but they said it will be its last one. Yeah. No, we enjoyed season 1 and 2, and then we started on season 3, and we're like, you know what? This is enough.
Yeah,
It's kind of enough. And he's not an anti-hero. He's just a bad guy.
he's just a douche.
Yeah. Anyway. Oh, now talking about TV, they're one of my favorite shows. We're going back to 2010, 2011 was a TV show called Smash, which was on NBC for 2 seasons. And it was about a Broadway company making a Broadway show about Marilyn Monroe. Mm-hmm. And it starred Deborah Messing, Megan Hilty, Catherine McPhee, Christian Borle, who I love, bunch of other great people, and I loved every second of it. I have the soundtrack. I still listen to the soundtrack on my iPad all the time, iPhone, whatever. And Steven Spielberg was one of the producers of the show, and he's been wanting to do a Broadway version of the Broadway show, making a show about Broadway, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
for like the last 10 years. It's finally been announced. They're going to do it for the 2024-2025 Broadway season. So I'm super, super excited about this. It's going to include some of the classic songs from the TV show, plus they're going to write some new stuff for it. I just hope they get Megan Hilty and Catherine McPhee back, because if they don't have those two, I don't know if I'm interested in go and see it.
Right.
Just like I'm really not, I'm one of the biggest Back to the Future fans of all time. I could watch it every day, all day, and there's some Back to the Future things up there.
Yeah.
That your mom gave me. But I have no interest in the Broadway show. I have absolutely no interest in it. One, I don't want to see a singing version of Back to the Future.
Now, what the hell would I even sing about anyway? I don't like, my thing in Broadway. I hate all Broadway.
Yeah, and if the original people aren't in it, then icky. I'm not interested. Just like I didn't want to see the Legally Blonde musical, or how many other ones have they made? Just so many. Beetlejuice.
Didn't they make a Miss Doubtfire?
Yes, Mrs. Doubtfire's been on there. Matilda. Everything that was once a movie has been turned into a Broadway show.
Yeah.
Mean Girls was turned in. Now, did you hear? Okay, Mean Girls was originally a movie, turned into a Broadway musical, and now Tina Fey wants to make it into a movie again as a musical.
Ugh.
I'm like, what the fuck? How many times do you need to make the same damn thing?
That's like the High School Musical.
Tina Fey must have other ideas. She could come up with something new.
Yeah.
Right? Next we'll get 30 Rock, the musical, on Broadway. Another thing that's coming back is a woke version of the Victoria's Secret fashion show.
I'm kind of excited about this.
Now, this is one Dale and I used to love the fashion show. And we watched it every year. And it was wonderful. They had pop.
It was just the way it was filmed. It was cool.
Yeah, it was filmed with film cameras instead of video. So it actually looked cinematic. And they had Justin Bieber. They had all these
But
great.
it was the way it was done, not the cameras they used, because I wouldn't have known any of that. It was just this behind the scenes, back and forth.
It's almost like a documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
You get to
cool.
see what's happening behind the scenes. You get to see what's happening on the
Right.
catwalk. All the girls are pretty. All the girls are thin. They're wearing big old wings. But then that all changed because they got too much shit from people who don't look like that, who wanted them to change it. So they did. They put some plus size models in there. They put more ethnic models in there. They even used that really, really pretty model that has the skin problem. She's black, but she's got all these white
Yes.
patches all over her face.
I've seen her. She's
and
really pretty.
She's very pretty. And I can't remember why I don't remember her name. I'm sorry that I don't know
Yeah.
her name. But, you know, they tried to do that. But then it just went away altogether because of all the shit that Victoria's Secret was getting. You know, they had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. There was toxic misogyny going on behind the scenes. And they just canceled the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
But now I guess Victoria's Secret's doing better. People are buying underpants, sexy underwear and stuff, and they're bringing it back. I don't know if they'll be angels though. I don't know.
Well,
I
it
mean,
wouldn't be the same without
They'll
it.
probably have, you know,
Don't
some.
say it.
Oh,
No
I
need to go
I
down
won't.
that far.
I was just gonna think of all the wokest things I could that they would probably try to stick in this show. Men,
Right.
men in garter belts. I don't know. That would ruin it.
Ooh la la.
Yeah, that's not Victoria's Secret. That's something else. That's Nasty Pig.
That's Victor's secret.
Victor's Secret. Dale's Secret. Here's something that is interesting. Vinyl records have outsold CDs for the first time since 1987.
It's funny, and I'm like you. Who the fuck is still buying CDs? I don't even understand why there's a market at all for that.
Last year in 2022, 41 million vinyl records were sold versus 33 million CDs. Who the fuck is, you're right, who the fuck is buying CDs?
I can't.
Where are you sticking these CDs?
Right.
Who has a stereo anymore? We don't have a stereo.
I mean, are people still have those?
There are no CD
organized
visor things.
visor things like everyone had. Man, those things were.
I'm sure we're going to get some comments from our listeners that said, I listen to my CDs all the time
Why?
in the car. Dude, every song you could ever possibly imagine wanting is right on your fucking phone.
For the cost of a CD, you can pay a monthly subscription to and listen
Everything.
to anything you want.
Everything. Now, I do buy vinyl, though, because I just think it's kind of fun.
It's cool.
And you bought me a couple for Christmas.
I got you the Midnights one.
You got me the new Taylor Swift album, and you got me Haim, which is
That's
one of
right.
my favorite groups of all time.
Yeah.
So, and then I bought myself the Madonna collection with her 50 biggest hits. I've got Fleetwood Mac now. I've got my old ones from the 80s still.
Yeah,
So like Duran Duran and the Bangles and all that good stuff.
it's cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so 16 consecutive years of growth for vinyl. Vinyl's not going anywhere. People love it. CDs, not so much. Who still has cassettes out there that they listen to
Right.
or watch movies on VHS or Betamax? A pot-themed magic show is coming to Vegas. If you guys want to combine magic and pot, which I don't really have any interest in. I like magic,
Yeah,
not so much the pot.
yeah.
It's going to be called Smokus Pocus.
I love that name.
It will be trippy and mind-blowing. It begins April 15th at Area 15, which is next week. Area 15 is where Meow Wolf is,
Yeah,
and axe throwing,
and
the
bar in the sky.
the bar in the sky. It's going to be twice a night, every night, except for Tuesday. Magician and 420 user Ben Zabin says both stoned and sober audience members will love the magical high. While many arrive baked, all will leave bewildered. Now, are you allowed to smoke pot while you watch the show?
That's the one thing I don't know. I don't know.
I don't think so either. I mean, I don't know. I don't think you have to have a special license for that. Speaking of Vegas, Formula One, we've talked about it before. It's the big Formula One Heineken Silver Las Vegas Grand Prix coming to Vegas for the first time November 16th through 18th. Right now, all of our streets are ripped up because they're repaving all the streets downtown.
They said that was required
by Formula One.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the if you come to Vegas sometime soon, you'll see all new asphalt. Anyway, our favorite video slot machine company, Aristocrat Gaming, is going to be making a Fast Cars, Fast Reels Formula One slot machine, which will be rolled out in time for Formula One.
They should call it Fast Cars, Fast Reels Link.
They're all links now.
That would be
They're
the
all
only
balls.
way I would play it. You know, Aristocrat's Australian, right?
It is an Australian company, but they have a big office here.
Well, of course
We
they do.
pass it when we go to Michael and Jim.
All those
Jim and
places probably
Jim's
have,
house.
if you, well, except for maybe Atlantic City, but I bet, Las Vegas. What's another gambling city outside the U.S.?
Reno. Oh, outside Macau.
I bet there's like Aristocrat and all the gaming stuff out there
too.
Yeah,
you're right. And speaking of Vegas, Kelly Clarkson announces a Las Vegas residency. I don't know if can you call it a residency if it's only 10 shows? That's just
it's just a
concert. Anyway, she's going to do 10 nights in July and
it's not a
August.
residency unless you do it, let's say, every year.
Right. Katy Perry's doing a residency.
Yeah, she's doing it
long term, multiple months, all year long.
Yeah.
Barry Manilow,
Oh my God.
Penn and Teller, those are definitely residents because they're here all the time.
Right.
Anyway, she'll be at Planet Hollywood's newly named Banked Theater. What happened to Zabos? Zabos Theater. Wasn't that what
Zappos?
Zappos. That's what it used to be called, right? Is that even a thing anymore? Is Zappos still a company?
I think so.
I know
It's
that.
based here.
I know that guy who died sold it before he died, but I think Amazon bought it, right?
I think it's still around. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, they sold shoes. Anyway, now I don't know what backed is. It It's BAKKT.
Backed.
Just stupid. Why would you put two K's together in a word? So she starts July 28th, 10 shows into August. We're not going. I looked at the tickets. They're not great. I like her, but do you like her enough to go?
No.
No, we can watch her on TV. Easter is this coming Sunday. Doesn't mean a lot to me, except I might go to the Walgreens and get some Peeps. But did you know that Pepsi and Peeps got together to make a Pepsi Peeps drink?
Oh my God.
So apparently I don't remember hearing about this 2 years ago, but 2 years ago Pepsi announced an ultra exclusive collaboration with Peeps. And they did, of course, a limited edition of just 3,000 bottles that people had to go through their website to get. And it sounds like something we'd talk about on the Swish Edition, but I don't ever remember talking about this. Well, now they brought it back, and it's now available to everyone because every store has it. I saw it today when I went grocery shopping. Yeah. It's a bright yellow. My friend Jim, who lives in New York City, he tried it. And his review is it tastes like ass and Peeps. Is that a bad thing?
I mean, I like Peeps, but I want like one or two, and then I'm done for the whole year.
Exactly. Like, I don't even want the whole package. I just want to buy the package so I could eat one or two.
Yeah.
Because I love the crystallized sugar on the outside and the marshmallow on the inside, and then one or two. You're right. I'll go buy some so we have some for this Sunday.
Yeah.
Should I make you an Easter basket?
No necessary.
Did I do that once?
I don't think so.
Certainly never made me one.
No.
I know what I want in my Easter basket. Speaking of gross stuff, now this is something that I looked for in the grocery store today and could not find. Nissin Foods cup noodles. Did you know it was cup noodles and not cup of noodles?
I thought it was a couple noodles.
There's no of in there. I checked. It's cup noodles. Everybody knows it. Everyone's had it.
Well, yeah.
It's not cup of noodles, which I always thought it was. It's cup noodles.
Cup noodles.
Cup noodles. Anyway, they've made a new one called Breakfast. And it's a limited edition at Walmart starting on March 29th, which was a couple days ago. $1.18.
Ay.
Guess what it tastes like?
Ugh.
Maple syrup pancakes, sausage, and eggs in noodles.
No.
Why would anybody want that? And why would you want your pancake, sausage, and eggs all mixed together? I'd rather have the big breakfast from McDonald's, which has all that stuff.
Give me that. And that's $8.18.
Once upon, I think it's more than that.
It's gotten expensive.
Once upon a time, cup noodles made pumpkin spice noodles. Give me a break. Everything does not need to be. I mean, we had pumpkin spice toilet paper this year. It's out of control.
Out of control.
I don't want.
do like it though.
The toilet paper.
Anything pumpkin spice except for noodles.
In related news from the beverage world, did you hear about this?
I did hear about this.
Sunny D has decided to get into the alcohol business.
I'm actually surprised Sunny D is still around.
Sunny D.
It's a horrible drink.
Sunny D's been around for 60 years.
We used to drink it though.
Before you were born. I saw it in the store today.
Because you couldn't, it was one of those things where you couldn't afford orange juice, so you bought Sunny D. Because orange juice is way more expensive than Sunny
Or
D.
Tang. We used to have Tang at my house.
Yeah.
Powdered.
No. Yeah, but that's like an orange drink.
Sunny D is an orange drink. There's no
orange juice.
Is there any real orange in it?
I don't think so.
Anyway, they've come out with a Sunny D vodka seltzer because canned cocktails and spiked seltzers are still pretty rage. I mean, everybody wants them. When we go to the bar here in Vegas, someone is always ordering one of those spiked seltzers. What's the one that they have at the bar?
White Claw.
White Claw. I don't get anything out of it. I either want seltzer water or I want vodka. I don't want.
It's for those people who want to feel like they're doing something but not doing.
It's only 5% alcohol. Why bother? Why bother? That's like lighting a cigarette and taking one puff and putting it out. I didn't know this. Sam Adams has a canned margarita now. Pepsi has an alcoholic Mountain Dew, and Simply Lemonade has a spiked version now.
Yeah, so, I bet that's good. I love the Simply orange juice.
Yeah.
That's good. And the lemonade is really, really tart. I bet that would actually be really yummy.
I don't think I've had that.
I don't mind. I like a seltzer, especially like on a hot day, and you don't want a full cocktail. You just
I do like lemonade and vodka.
And we bought a couple seltzers that I liked, but I don't remember the name of them.
We have some in our refrigerator now that have not been
consumed. The ones that are left are the horrible
They're
ones.
disgusting. The watermelon ones?
I drank all the good ones.
Okay. We'll just throw out the ones that are in there because they're horrible. They taste like dirty water. Anyway, did you guys know this? I didn't know this. Apparently came out like last June. But there is a can. It's the size of a Coke can, the normal can, with Jack Daniels in it. It's a pre-mixed Jack Daniels and Coke in a can. Ready to drink pre-mixed Jack and Coke. Did you know this was a thing?
No.
It comes in both regular and zero sugar varieties. I saw it when I went into the liquor store the other day. I was like, we need to talk about that on the show. I didn't know that was a thing. I don't know that I want it.
Not the pre-made one. No, I don't think I'd want it.
I mean, how hard is it to make it yourself? And we always have Jack Daniels. And we always have
go.
When you're on the go, when you're driving down the interstate. Speaking of Jack Daniels, did you know that they went all the way to the Supreme Court? All the way to the Supreme Court because they're upset about a dog toy company called Bad Spaniels that created a look-alike chewy squeaky toy that looks like the iconic Jack Daniels bottle and label. It's a parody.
Yeah.
But they didn't like it.
No.
So they went all the way to the Supreme Court. And guess who their lawyer is? Lisa Black, who works at Williams & Conley in Washington, D.C., who Dennis used to work with. Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
So it's so funny. They said Jack Daniels loves dogs and appreciates a good joke as much as anyone, but Jack Daniels likes its customers even more and doesn't want them confused or associating its fine whiskey with dog poop.
Dog poop?
That's what the company said.
What's it have to do with dog poop?
Look at the label. It says, on your Tennessee carpet, Bad Spaniels. It's basically the Bad Spaniel has taken
Bad Spaniel, the old number 2, as in poop.
On your Tennessee carpet.
Okay, now I get it. Because, it's Jack Daniels, old number 7. I think that's clever.
It's very clever, and I thought parody was allowed in this country.
I suspect it won't go very far.
Justice Samuel Alito expressed skepticism for Jack Daniels' arguments. He said, could any reasonable person really think that Jack Daniels had anything to do with this? He said, suggesting the toy was an unmistakable parody and legally acceptable. I suspect that the Supreme Court's just going to throw this out.
Yeah.
this is a dumb case, and I'm actually kind of surprised Williams Conley took it on.
But
But I'm sure that, I mean, if Williams Conley is Jack Daniels' lawyer, then and they really pushed it and wanted to do it, then they would do it. Yeah, they'll take their money and run. Anyway, got to be careful. Everybody likes to sue everybody else these days. Hey, I got a lightning round for you to wrap up the show. Just some celebrity roundup stuff. I know we talked about Kanye West and how he has pretty much been rejected by everyone in the world. He just said last week that he likes Jewish people now after he watched Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street, the movie remake of the TV show, which has actually been out for like 10 years, right? That's not a new movie.
No, it's been out for, well, there's a 22 Jump Street too.
But what's wrong with this guy that he gets on social media and says, I actually like Jewish people now after seeing a movie with a Jewish person in it? He's a fucking idiot. Why anyone gives him any press? Well, here I am giving him press.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he's an idiot, so.
He's off his rocker.
He's off his rocker. I don't know. He's really crazy. He's still a huge piece of shit. Whatever his name is. Yee or Kanye or whatever. Yay. I guess it's Yay. I always want to say Yee.
It's Kanye. It's Yay.
Yay. Well, he's stupid.
Yeah.
Fucked up. I can't believe Kim lets her kids anywhere near him. Gwyneth Paltrow won her ski accident case last week, and she went mega viral. When she walked out of the... Did you see what she did when she walked out of the courtroom?
No, but I do know that this was like one of the most watched court cases in a while.
It was really cool. And, you know, it was he said, she said. There's no video of it. Nobody knows what really happened.
Right.
He says she ran into him. She says he ran into her. Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, he was suing her for $300,000. She countersued for $1. And when she won, she got up out of her chair, walked over, put her hand on his back, and said, "I wish you well." And then she walked out of the courtroom, which I thought was really classy.
Yeah.
And really, really pretty cool of her. But I think he was an eye doctor, retired eye doctor, and it looked like he was just going out for fame.
That's what it made
and fortune.
Yes, exactly.
He said he was changed for life because of this incident, and he couldn't drive anymore, but he's been on like 5 or 6 international trips since then. I mean, he's full of shit.
Full of shit.
And I think the jury saw right through him. It took them no time at all to rule in Gwyneth's favor. It's just some house news. Rush Limbaugh's widow sells their Palm Beach mansion for, ready for this, highest ever paid for a house in Florida, $155 million.
Damn.
It has its own radio station in it. I didn't know radio paid that well.
I didn't think so either.
We're not making that kind of money.
No.
We don't have no $155 million Palm Beach mansion.
No.
I would like to have one. I'd like to have a $15 million one. $15 million would be fine.
Rush was doing radio when radio was still radio.
I remember when I loved Rush back in the 80s, when I thought he was just the coolest thing, but then he became something else over the years.
And you can't make that kind of money in radio now unless you're like a Ryan Seacrest where you're syndicated all over the damn country.
I think literally Ryan is the only one making that kind of money. Yeah. Siegfried and Roy's house went on the market. They both passed away in the last couple of years. One of them of COVID. The other one just kind of died of lonely heart, I think. Siegfried and Roy's house was on the market for $3 million. It was a huge place. Multiple buildings, 4 pools, I think.
I know. I feel like this number is so low. But it was also a very tacky house.
It was very, very tacky. I mean, think about if you ever saw pictures of Liberace's house. It's kind of like that. It was kind of very dated, over the top, crazy.
And it needed a lot of work done.
Yeah.
But the actual house and the property was kind of cool.
Right. A father and son, they're investors. They bought it. They are thinking of either turning it into a boutique hotel, short-term rental, or a museum. Oh. And I'm sure the neighbors will absolutely hate that.
Yes.
They might not even get permission to do any of that.
Right.
We have very strict rules about shit like that.
I mean, you can't take...
Who wants a bus full of people coming by every half hour?
You just can't take a residential home and make it in... Yeah, you just can't do that.
You can't just turn something like that into a commercial. Right. You would think, though, if they're smart investors, that they actually looked into it before they bought it. Right. And did it come with all the shit in it?
I don't know.
I mean, who would want it? I don't think they have any, heirs or anything.
Right. I don't know.
Anyway, it didn't come with any tigers or lions or anything like that. Anyway, and just to update something that we talked about before we left, Penguin Books has decided to backpedal and not make. They're going to make 2 versions of all the Roald Dahl classics, like James and the Giant Peach and Matilda and all that. They had re-edited the books to be more woke, for lack of a better word, and they got such bad press from writers and authors and readers and people who love free speech that they decided we will re-release the originals and the woke ones at the same time. So you don't fuck with people's classic work of art. But the Ian Fleming estate announced that they were going to edit all the old 007 novels. Because, 007 was a big misogynist, probably. And I think he used the N-word a couple times, which is not a nice word.
No.
And but that was what Ian Fleming wrote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you don't like it, don't read it. I don't like it either, but I realize it was written at a different time.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Not read these edited versions. You got anything else?
No.
Because I went way too long. But, it is the first episode, and we had a lot to talk about. I did most of the talking. I'm tired now, but I have to make shrimp tacos for dinner.
Let's go.
All right, we love you guys. We'll see you next week after Easter.
Bye.
Make sure you get yourself some Peeps. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.